and just say hi to our viewers.
A very good day to every one of you, and thank you very much for having me.
Welcome. Yes, today we want to stress out some issues. Majorly, we are going to look at sex and food in our society today. How about it?
When we talk about sex and food, we are talking about the ways in which food has been genetically modified. That is the first thing. We have GMOs, and people do not know what GMOs are. Yeah. GMOs means genetically modified foods. Okay? So the genetically modified foods, usually we have got in the modern world a scarcity of protein. According to World Food Program, they told us that by their statistics, that we are going to have a scarcity of protein due to the increasing population, environmental changes. This is chicken, meat, and meaty products. And due to this scarcity, they were telling all of us to prepare, but we've already been having this scarcity. So in order to, this is a materialistic money economy of the modern world. So what these people are basically doing is how fast can chicken grow in order to meet up that market? Because there is a need and ever-increasing demand. As a result, we've got hormonally fed chicken with estrogen. And since they are fed estrogen, you find that that artificial estrogen that you're eating as a man, as Mr. Nkuba, you find that the estrogen that you're having, when you take it, it kind of interferes with your magnesium, which magnesium in the body helps zinc, the production of zinc, which the production of zinc helps with the, it works with testosterone, which is your male hormone. Another hormone, yeah. To make semen, which is within your reproductive organs. So this is where you find a lot of men having low sperm count. You're getting our link with the food and sex. And sex, yeah. So we are having a lot of people, besides those who are confused because of plastic and they don't know what sex they are. These ones, we are having people who actually know I'm a man, but I cannot function as a man. And this has become a very rampant issue that is within the modern society today. And it comes from food. When we genetically modify food, what is food to us? Food, by the way, the creative intelligence made our lives and made the way human life is supposed to be sustained on this planet. Food shares the same DNA with us human beings. There are some plants which even have up to 60, 70 DNA. So whenever you're eating it, since you're basically light, you're activating yourself and gaining this energization as a light body, as an energy force. So whenever we change the code, the genetic mode of the food, then it means that we are not getting the gene which actually supports us. Now I'm going to give you an example. Did you know that a pawpaw has 12,000 years DNA?
A pawpaw? A
pawpaw has 12,000 years DNA. Meaning...
It sounds surprising to someone who is hearing it for the first time. Give us a view about it.
Now, 12,000 DNA means that pawpaw as a plant, it has a molecular DNA that helps you and knows how you are supposed to live better in this world. So it helps you navigate. It activates you, heals you. It also has healing properties, by the way. So that is the role of food when we haven't genetically modified it. So when we change and we create this pawpaw which grows very fast on the trees, and there are so many because we want to meet up the market, we are messing up. It is us who are being lost. Our lives are getting shorter and shorter, just like we've shortened the lives of the pawpaw, which is 12,000 years of DNA. So that is sex and food for you. You know, and this is how we are looking at genetically modified foods and what they do to a human being. But when we don't know who we are, that we are basically energy bodies and light bodies, we have a problem. We will not know what is what and what to take. Today we have almost everything genetically modified. In our Uganda we have matoke, genetically modified. We have bananas, genetically modified.
We see some other modern bananas coming in.
And everybody's, they don't taste the same.
Yeah.
It is not even about the same. They don't nurture you. They are not charging you anymore. And the more you eat them, the more they are turning off the cord which used to connect you to nature and activate you. And what is happening to you now? You're becoming weak and weak and weak and weaker and sick. Though there are books that are telling us, eat food for your health, food is medicine. The issue is what kind of food? What is the substance in this food? So that is becoming the complication of food and sex today. And there are many people who have come up to protest against gays and lesbianism. And they are saying LGBTQ is not a good, LGBTQ is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and lesbianism. That is LGBTQ. So they are saying these people should not be allowed to be here. But let me tell you what they are forgetting. Everybody supports lesbianism and gays. Do you know why? Knowingly or unknowingly. For as long as you cook genetically modified food in your house, you've already produced something in people which is confusing them about where they are and who they are. Because even plants have phytoestrogens. But now when we have plants genetically modified, we are having the fake of it. So we are having the wrong estrogen in our bodies. And these are changing the way people feel. They change the things we like, the things we don't like. They even change how we feel. We can be male, but we will feel we are female. You've seen the men who are in school, children. They are growing breasts at 9 years old. Yeah. They are having big bums and shaped like they are giving birth tomorrow. All of these things are happening within this kind of genetically modified food. So if you are busy saying no gays and lesbianism, you're fighting something which is already inside a person. Are you aware that you're cooking it inside your house and advocating for it? How conscious are you? So this is the trouble of genetically modified food. So it appears to a person who is conscious that everybody is being hypocritical, which is not actually the case. There is a lot of ignorance. First thing, nobody has even brought these things, which we are not practices heard of a long time ago in Africa. Today, they are heard of them because we have genetically modified food. There is already a preacher inside people that even some will be gays and lesbians, and they will not even say.
They will not even know.
They will not say. But they feel they have that urge, and there will be one thing in society and there will be another outside. Genetically modified food. So that is what we are looking at.
How do we relate these two?
The truth of the modern kind of life today that we are living in, we have what we call technology. You know, the last time we talked about what technology is. In my kind of understanding, which is a terms of understanding vibration, understanding energy at a certain level, and then using that energy to make inventions that we bring into our normal everyday lives in the modern world. That is technology to me. So technology also can be that when you master that these plants have DNA and you're within Africa, you plant enough indigenous species. You're dealing with technology because technology is all about identifying a certain vibration, identifying a certain light code, see how it works, and you bring it with examples into this real world of every day. So it is also technology if Africans can be able to do that kind of thing. But the technology today has gone so far that not only have they also affected the human DNA by genetically modifying foods, they've also genetically modified us. There is also another thing that they have brought up, which is very interesting, which is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, we are in the day which has related to how we are as light, how we are as vibration. They've created and put memories within a robot, which is plastic and electrical wirings and all that kind of technology. They've wired it up thanks to solar energy. And now these robots have names. One of those is Sophia. She's named, she was modeled after some lady called, a celebrity called Hepburn. And now this lady is very beautiful, a robot which looks like a human being. She was able to go to the United Nations in this 21st century. And she told the United Nations that robots can manage the world and the world resources better than human beings. Where is this element of robots coming in? It is coming in with the assumption and belief and thinking that there is something at fault with a human being. Because human beings have emotions, because they have feelings. That kind of feelings, that it is a weakness according to them. Yet emotions and feelings are actually the way you vibrate and relate to the environment around you. Because we are light, we are energy, we vibrate. So they want to kill that very essence of what a human being is. And then they say, let us have a robot instead. Now the main thing is they've not even stopped at the robot. Now robots have even been identified as human beings. You know, a robot has citizenship in Saudi Arabia. The robot is called Sophia. That is the name of the robot. And it has citizenship in Saudi Arabia. So there are countries that have already, and people that have already identified robots as human beings. In the court today, this was around this month, around the 25th. In New York, there was a lawyer, the CEO of Do Not Pay, talking about tickets for parking and all that, wanted a client represented in court in New York by a robot. So people started saying, what is going on? The issue is a robot, a computer? Is it a gadget? Or is it a human being? Do you get what I mean?
I'm getting.
And this person was like, the robot would be the best with the best artificial intelligence, but the best intelligence better than that of a human being to represent this client in court. Somehow he was stopped and he did not do that. But the reporter, Bobby Allen, was saying, he was reporting on Twitter, he was saying, now look, why can't this person be, I mean, why are people so backdated? We should be able to have robots represent us. Because the making of robots was that there is something at fault with a human being. So someone who, a superhuman being, should be made to replace the human being. So the food that is being made is replacing us. The robots that they are making are replacing us. And then we are wondering why are people behaving this way. It is because of this that is happening. Also, there is a chip called a CRISPR chip. The CRISPR chip, now this one, they put it in the embryo of a baby. When the baby, they are giving birth in the uterus, they put it in the embryo of a baby. It is supposed to select high quality genes which are to come in this world, away from the default human being who is at fault. So the CRISPR technology, the CRISPR is the owner of the technology, puts this in the embryo so that you get to choose the quality and perfection of who exactly is the best. I want this IQ. Basically you select. So this division of what God created, or the creative intelligence that now look, a person can be very different. You know, now today you cannot, your mother and father cannot claim that they determined that you come in this world exactly the way you've come out. They can't. You know why? Because there are 1 million sperms coming out, eggs coming out in just sperms. One over how many billion? 1 billion sperms. So the chances that they could have selected you exactly are very minimal. Almost non-existent. So there is a creative intelligence that decided let Nkuba come through this channel.
Through this channel, yeah.
You get, so your parents may have been just the channel that brought you here, but they had no say in it. Now it makes a human being, besides the fact that they can create another robot as good as a human being, now it makes a human being be able to decide, I want someone who has these eyes, this IQ, this hair. So we are actually stepping into a position of creating exactly what you want, in as far as we consider that ourselves, we are defaulted. Now as we are doing that, there is also another neuro technology. This one, you know Elon Musk, a very intelligent guy, but he has also developed a chip. They put it, there is a gap between the skull in your head and above the brain. There is some space there, not in the brain membrane itself. They put something there. And that chip that they put there is like Bluetooth. So you are connected to what would be a keyboard without even having to touch it. But you know what it does? No. We have neurons in our head that transmit information. And these neurons are producing up to the day you die. Because they are supposed to give information, work out ways that relate you to the external environment. Now these neurons, when they are not able to do that, you know what is happening? They are dying off. So it means you will not have imagination. The computer chip will be the one. You'll have become a robot, which is the super race that is trying to be created today. But meanwhile, that is being introduced to these kids who play video games and the virtual community, they put it here. And this is what is happening, and they are watching and they are excited. So in the modern world, we're even reaching a point of saying, do we really need technology? When we understand what it is and we understand who we are. Every robot that has been made, I've only given an example of Sophia, says we are going to destroy humanity. Elon Musk, the same person who created that, is saying bringing robots, which is artificial intelligence, most of them call it AI. He's saying it is like bringing a demon from hell and living with it. So that is how tricky it is getting.
All right, all right. Yes, here we are. We are still going on with that discussion, and we wanted to tackle something else about the capital, like we call it capital philanthropism. Really, what is it?
Capital philanthropism, I'm going to give it to you in terms of an example. It is, and I'm going to give me as an example. I come in as an investor, okay? And as I come in as an investor, I bring a lot of money, and I say I'm going to help you, let me say, get rid of hunger. I'm going to bring scientists to help you create species that are going to make sure that there is food very fast and very quickly. But I have not explained to you that I'm genetically going to modify this food and it is going to affect you because you're light. I've kept that information to myself. So I come and I give a donation of so many $1 billion. When I give that donation of so many $1 billion, if you clap for me and even give me a standing ovation, and this takes on, and then your indigenous species are lost. And when these indigenous species are lost, do you know what is actually happening at the end of the day? I own the company which makes medicine and is going to be giving you medicine because now you've got weakened immunity. But I came in as helping you with starvation or helping you control malaria, but I have a company behind which is going to give me 4 times the amount of money when you begin buying medicine from me. From me, who came as a philanthropist who is coming to help you. I came with a social component that I'm coming to help you. Do you get what I mean? But the money I'm going to make out of this, I can even come with a vaccine against malaria, where they will say you'll never get malaria anymore. But I have the company which will dictate that if you get malaria, the only medicine you can take is from this. Your mururuza, your whatever will no longer work on you. The bitter leaf will no longer work on you in case it is what you were using. So I'm coming, capital philanthropism, it has a social component that is appealing to people. And usually a person who has a lot of money, who appears to be giving it away for free, but is getting it back. At the back door.
Indirectly.
But it hasn't begun now. During the times of imperialism, and colonialism, there was Henry Campbell. He was a British Prime Minister. He, around 1905 and 1908, he said, describing a sort of materialism related to money with the Western world, he said, imperialism is a vulgar and bastard way of behavior that aims at irritation and agitation, of squandering and getting everything and grabbing everything possible, even when we have no use for it. Because now you would wonder, if you have already too much money, what more, how much money do you need? But this Prime Minister of Britain described it properly. That is what it is today. And that is where we are.
That is where we are today. Okay.
We are affected by the estrogen levels that we eat in all the foods and all the preservatives that we find in foods and all these genetically modified foods. That usually the women, there is someone within women who works in such a way that even though they are women, because of this excess of estrogen, again the women get more of the masculine traits. Now you find in the modern day, I gave my example, but I'm not saying this is exactly where I'm going. I'm just giving it as a general observation that we found in our findings. You find that in these socialization groups, within the women themselves, Now they have women they prefer to be with that exhibit more masculine elements than the men who are men physically and not gay, but exhibit more feminine qualities. Now the competition is within the gender.